there's plenty of attention on newcomer Milka Duno from Venezuela. She's quickly a fan favorite.
When I was coming for the day, everybody, Milka! We love you! It was incredible. It made me feel so welcome in my first time in Indianapolis.
We've got another crash, and it is Milka Duno on lap 65. Milka was running in 27th position, had gotten as high as 23rd, but her day is over here in her debut at Indianapolis. Can't quite hear what she's saying.
But that is heavy damage to the front of the car.
See if we can hear the team.
Obviously impact both on the front and on the rear of the car. And she's already got the car spun before she's really that much into the entrance of the turn. You can see her head get bobbed very heavily once the car is upon impact. Not only on the initial impact, but the second one. Now let's watch here. She goes in. You know what? She went to turn in. She looks like she got off the throttle because she was going too fast for the traffic that was in front of her. When you take your foot off the throttle like that, the back end of the car gets light and it spins the back end of the car around. Now watch the front. It smacks the wall, spins the car 180 degrees and just keeps going along the wall.
Back here at Homestead Miami Speedway, we are under our second caution. You're looking at Milka Duno in the number 23 Dreyer Reinbold Sicko Racing Dallara as she and Ryan Briscoe got together in turn 2. And
we just saw the steering wheel be put out of the cockpit on the right-hand side for Ryan Briscoe, so you know that he's moving inside the cockpit.
Roger Penske. Let's go back, take another look.
So 23 of Milka Duno has lost it, and you know something? 6 of Ryan Briscoe is just collected as her car starts to move up the racetrack. And unfortunately for Ryan Briscoe, his day is done also. We talked about Sam Hornish Jr. debuting here for Penske and winning in his very first attempt for Penske Racing. The first time a debuting driver had won in a race like that in the 40-year history of Penske Racing, but it will not happen for him here today.
The yellow has just come out and Milka Duno has crashed, and you can see the flat spot on the left rear tire. She just spun it, we're told now, and but the tire is flat.
Keep it running. Let's get it back in.
You can hear the crew talking to her from Dreyer Reinbold Racing.
Well, that's not a flat spot. That's a big hole through the tire right there from keeping her foot on the brakes just to slow the car down from possibly hitting the wall. So Robbie Buell's on the horn saying, get it going if you can, but that's going to be neat to be towed.
Well, Milka was the last car on the lead lap in 19th position, and she now brings out our 8th caution. Take another look.
Very much on the inside. Buddy Lazier's on the high side, then the 91 car with the LifeLock machine goes towards the center of the turn, and let's see if Buddy keeps it off the wall, collects it. A great job by the veteran. Milka, unfortunately, has the tight line and ends up doing a nice 360.
It's the first person we've seen today pull off a pass on the high side, but she's lucky she didn't hit anything, and Buddy's lucky that she didn't bump into him and knock him into the wall.
Visit Pioneer.com. Looks like Milka has gotten out of the car.
Oh no, and what happened here? That is Milka Duno and AJ Foyt the fourth. I'm trying to pick out where on the track this has happened.
Everybody's trying to get close to each other, getting ready for the restart. And as you can see, it looked like Milka got to being accelerating. She was going to hit the car in front, so she locked up her brakes, tried to avoid the car in front, maneuvered to the right, and at the same time, looked like she took out AJ Foyt the fourth. I happened to be watching this on the track at this time, and this was the second attempt for Danica Patrick to try and get past Milka Duno. She had caught up to her earlier. She backed off by about a quarter of a track, and then she caught back up to her again very quickly because Milka was off the pace. And now Danica tries to make another move continuously. She gets frustrated, and she does finally get inside Milka going down the back straightaway, but Milka should have moved over because she knew that Danica was much faster at this point in time, Marty.
Well, and as this ended up transpiring, we saw Danica at the end of the session, and she was a little bit upset, as you could tell.
What happened? Do you have any idea what you're doing out there? You're going to be sexy. What are you doing? Go, go, go.
If you have mirror, you can see. If you are fast, you can go. I see you. If you are fast, you can do that show.
What the? It's not my fault that you're slow. But you're giving everybody a hard time out there. I just want to talk to her about it. I've been tested 3 times this weekend now.
Find your pass.
I just
No,
want to
know. You like show. Go away of here. You like show. If you are fast, pass because you are fast, yes? So you can pass
How am I
without
gonna
problem.
do it when you're in the corner and you turn down? Oh, do you see? All I want to know is if you see me.
Please go away. Go away.
Do you think that your money can
You are the welcome here. You are the welcome here.
You know what? Ryan Barnhart is going to talk to you. Take care of it.
And we've got a problem in turn 2 as we have got a car into the wall, and it looks like it's the 23 of Milka Duno. The 27 of Hideki Muto had come into pit lane. He's going to do a drive-through. There's some of the debris still on the racetrack. So our 3rd caution comes out with 67 laps to go. And
okay?
Milka, who was running in 19th position, hits the wall in turn 2.
Hey, come back.
Delphi's safety crew is on the scene.
You can see Milka inside the car moving around and turning the steering wheel. Probably trying to get the release from the lock on the steering wheel so she can get out of the car.
This is the one and only look our guys tell us we have, and she's already into the wall there.
And that is the exit of turn 2 that we're looking at, looking down the backstretch right there. So that means something happened with her car going into turn 1 and putting her up into the wall somewhere in the turn 1, turn 2 region.
Got a couple of cars in trouble.
One was Graham Rahal, Milka Duno coming into the screen now.
And Milka was just on the low side of the track, and Graham had spun coming off there and just kind of came down and clipped her, and we'll take another look at that and see how it all started.
Wow. Schechter had moved up to 15th in one lap. Graham Rahal, however, suffers another disappointment. Milka is able to...
And I wonder if there's another car. I think if it's another car also.
That set that off with...
It looked like they
Graham.
Were tangled.
Yeah. Oh, you see Graham moving his head there.
Yep, he's
okay. He's just trying to
get out of the car.
Get out of there.
Oh, there we go. No, that's Milka.
Yep.
She's going to be able to make it, it appears, back to pit lane, but you can see that there's a lot of damage to that car.
Yeah, they're not rebuilding that and bringing it back.
Nope. All right, let's see what happened.
EJ Viso. Yep, there is another car that was behind. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so there's Viso in the wall. We never even saw him as part of that, but that was coming off of turn 2. And turn 2 is absolutely the toughest corner here because you just drop out of the bowl there, and it really flattens up. And if the car's pushing, let's watch.
Oh, Graham Rahal, it seemed to step out.
He did.
Yep. It seemed to step out on its own.
Milka Duno was a victim of circumstances on that crash with Graham Rahal and EJ Viso. Jack?
Yeah, and before we get to Milka, let me update you. The Firestone engineers have checked all of the cars that crashed, and we can throw the tire pressure issue out the window. They were all up to pressure. So, Milka, as Bob said, you are an innocent victim. When it starts to unfold like it did with you, is it fast action or slow motion?
Everything is really fast. Sorry so much for my team because we have a very good car for race, but Graham spun, Viso have no place to go. I tried to avoid both, but everything is so fast and they hit me a little in the right rear and it was no way to go. Really, I sorry so much for my guys especially because they work very hard. They give me a good car for race and just in the first lap, it's no way. There are things that we can control.
Sorry to see you out, Milka. Milka, thank you so much. Guys,
everybody is on a two-stop strategy, but now we go full course caution, so we'll have to see.
That is wave those yellows up there, and as they come into this 3-4 section, wave those yellows because she's right in the line.
Here's what happened to Milka on the first pace lap in turns 13, 14.
Well, and she has got the award this weekend for spinning in just about every session that we have had, and goes ahead and stalls the car here. Now, the cars do have reverse.
Coming off of pit lane, watch the 3 cars that are basically going to try and squeeze into a space that won't handle 3 cars. And on the far left, it is Milka Duno. And keep an eye on right here, Takuma Sato, the sandwich in that meet.
And she should understand there's a car beside her. She has to look in her mirrors, and also the spotter should be telling her what's going on. And so for Dan Weldon right now, very lucky for him, he did not get taken out in this also. And I got to believe there's going to be some adjustments made in those front steering tie rods possibly when you get a bump like that.
If you're going to go that slow, you have to look in your mirrors. You have to.
Sorry, I didn't see you was
Yeah, but wake up, man. Wake up. You just caused us
I saw you, but I go out.
You didn't see me until I got next to you.
Almost you made me go out.
Milka, if you're going to go that slow, you got to drive your mirrors, hon. I'm sorry. You have to.
We got a yellow out on the track.
And a car in the wall, and it is Milka Duno.
And this, folks,
there you go.
Everybody can make it to the end now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dixon, Castro Neves. So, Jack, you were absolutely correct. The Kentucky strategy for Castro Neves and now for Dixon is going to work.
Milka Duno shakes her head. She says she's okay. Dario is languishing back here in 9th place and did some high driving, it looks like, to avoid Milka. Ooh, yeah, right ahead of him.
There's a championship flash before your eyes.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's why we're saying it isn't over yet.
Nope. It's and being at the front of the field, that's why you always
was right ahead of him.